Now let us understand some of the case studies of human-induced disasters in the world. Chernobyl in Soviet Union in 1986 is known for nuclear disaster. There was about 57 casualties. The entire area around the nuclear power plant, including the nearby town, was highly contaminated by dangerous short and long lived radioactive isotopes, notably strontium 90. Nearly 200 million curies of radionuclides escaped into the atmosphere. About 7% of Ukraine's territory got contaminated. The entire area around the nuclear power plant, including the nearby town, got contaminated by dangerous short and long lived radioactive isotopes, notably strontium 90. Nearly 200 million curies of radionuclides escaped into the atmosphere. There were about 57 reported deaths of firefighters, deaths due to cancer, and thyroid cancer increased in this area. Livestock were born deformed, and several thousands radiation induced illnesses and cancer deaths were reported. The economic losses were estimated to be about 235 billion US dollars. Thousands of radiation induced illnesses and cancer deaths among humans were reported. This graph shows the estimated number of deaths from the Chernobyl nuclear disaster from various sources. The deaths range from 4,000 to 60,000 due to high radiation exposure. The second case study is about the oil spill of 1991. The area that was affected was more than 10,000 square kilometer, and in some areas the oil was about 5 inches thick. Oil spilled and formed networks of rivers and lakes on land. The environmental costs of this oil spill included the carbon dioxide emission that was estimated to about 130 to 140 million tons. Fauna was affected. 50% to 90% of the fauna, mainly crabs, amphipod, and mollusks, were killed by the oil spill. Seabirds and waders were also affected. About 22% and 50% of various species of cormorants and grebes died, and approximately 50 dugongs and dolphins were found dead on the beaches. The estimated economic loss of the oil spill was about 550 million US dollars. The explosion in Tianjin, China in 2015 had severe impacts. The impacts included extensive destruction in and around the warehouse compound. The impact extended to about 2 kilometers of the site, where about 304 buildings, including apartment blocks, and about 17,000 units, more than 10,000 cars, and nearly 8,000 intermodal containers were all damaged. Damage was also there of the metro station, Donghai Road metro station, and other impacts included pollution, chemical foam that covered the streets, and rendered thousands of sticklebacks dead. The dam collapse in Sao Paulo, Brazil in 2019 impacted the human beings in terms of 60 deaths, nearly 300 missing people. Mudslides occurred due to this dam collapse. Impact extended to hundreds of kilometers downriver to the sea. Drinking water got polluted, agricultural areas were affected or totally destroyed, local livestock also suffered damages, including bovines and birds. It is estimated that the waste stream can also reach up to the Sao Francisco River, and the economic losses are estimated to be approximately 19 billion US dollars.